5 hours ago, Weghorst arrived at Carrington and the medical process started to happen at Carrington. And now we've been told that the first part of his medical has been completed. That means that most of the medical parts have been completed, and think tomorrow they have to submit in all the paperwork signed and dusted, and obviously this player has to be registered as a United player as soon as possible before known to see to it that he takes part into the City Derby. A point that has really gone ahead to worry very many people about the fitness levels of Anton Martial, but let me assure you, Martial is 100% fit. So Weghorst has completed his medical for Manchester United. That is good news coming in from a very credible source. Then we've been told about United rejecting a request for Nottingham to see to it that Dean Henderson faces us in the Carabao Cup semi-final. This is something I really hinted about in the last previous video, that won't be accepted at Manchester United, and Ten Hag won't really accept it because he was the one responsible to approve that and has said no to that. And lastly, we're going to discuss about Ashley Young and what he really said when I think it's not Ashley Young, it's all about Ten Hag coming out and confirming to us that he needs another player. He needs another strike. As I told you, Ten Hag has been really adamant about wanting 3 strikers. And Weghorst is in, he needs another one. He's really serious. And guys, thank you very much for watching in this channel. And congratulations, guys, we've hit 10,000 subscribers. Congratulations to everyone that has been part of this journey. Guys, I can't applaud you enough. I can't hail you enough. I can't commend you enough. I can't thank you enough. I can't lift you enough, but the only person that can hand over to you is the Almighty Lord, who can go ahead and really gift you what you guys want, because you've given me love, you've subscribed to this channel, you are watching me massively all over the world. Who am I to be watched by 10,000 people on a daily, guys? And you guys are really loving this channel, and continue to subscribe to this channel, because the more you subscribe, the more you aren't going to miss out on stories that we upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name. United Matters channel is the YouTube channel, and if at all you want to see me do other transfer stories, match reaction for other games, search for a channel called Rokani Media Football. You can also find me that side. Now let's get into the story of Weghorst, who really traveled today from Turkey, Istanbul to Manchester, Carrington. Now, we've been told by Luca Bendoni, he's a transfer market journalist, works at Dimasio, has told us that Weghorst has already undergone a part of his medical tests with Manchester United. The deal will be sealed tomorrow, and tomorrow, depending on where you're watching us from. In the country where I am, it's already tomorrow. That is Friday. But some countries, like in America, they are still in Thursday, meaning that anywhere you are, just know on Friday, that is when the deal is going to get done and dusted. But medicals have been constructed, undertaken. The physios have been really diagonizing his body, and I believe everything is on, because this guy is always a fully fit player. His injury record is really not bad. He's a player that can really play you 40 games a season, and with the season we are left with, you need a Weghorst with you, because in the Premier League we are left with 21 games. We have 3 games to play in the Carabao Cup. Those are 24. We have a double tie with Barcelona, those are 26. We have that FA Cup game against Reading. So in total we are left with like 30 games. 30 games without considering the next rounds of the Carabao Cup, if at all you go ahead and really peruse through to the next level of the round of 16. So that is what is happening at Manchester United. We are having very many games, and if at all you are to go ahead and really rest your strikers, you should be having plenty of them, and you couldn't rely on Anton Martial only, because a player that needs to be managed, who is coming in from a very bad injury record, because Martial, last season he had one of the worst injury records in his career. He left United, he went to Sevilla, he got injured thrice in 6 months. You get? So that was his problem. And when we returned to Manchester United, he played well. Towards the beginning of the season, he was injured in the last game of the preseason we played in Oslo. He played 70 minutes and he was really fouled and got off. You get? He missed the game of Brighton. He missed the game of Brentford. He returned in the game of Liverpool. He played 45 minutes and then he got injured when we were playing Leicester City, Southampton, and Arsenal, he was nowhere to be seen. You get? Then he returned. I think we even played Real Sociedad. He was away. We played. Which other team did we play? We played. This team. We played a team called Shelf away, and he was away. He never played, and he returned in the game of Omonia. You get? He returned in the game of Omonia. Then after that game of Omonia, he returned in the game of City. He scored a brace, and he went ahead to suffer a back injury. After that game, he returned in the game of Everton. Sorry, he returned in the game of Omonia. After that game of Omonia, he scored 1 goal. He came in the game of Everton, played only 29 minutes, and got off the field of play with a back injury. And ever since then, his return, he has gone ahead to play very many games. He played against Aston Villa. He played against Fulham. He played against Burnley. He played against Wolverhampton Wanderers and Nottingham Forest. He has played close to 8 games consecutively, and he's not injured, meaning that you need to manage him very well to see to it that he really gets his body back to full fitness and turn into a player who is not injury prone. And how do you do that? Some games, you don't even need to play him because you know that he needs to be rested for his body to recondition very well, because Ten Hag is a master of all this and he knows the number of minutes each player is supposed to be playing for Manchester United. So Weghorst coming in at Manchester United is really something great, and let's see to it that by tomorrow he's registered and available for the City game. And I've seen very many people coming out and really complaining about why are United in a hurry game to see to it that they really get this player in the squad to play City. I'm going to let you know about that after telling you this. Now, we've been told by Chris Wilder, he's the football writer for the Daily Mail, that Weghorst's loan move must be completed by noon on Friday for him to be eligible to make his United debut at home to Manchester City in the lunchtime kickoff. I believe it's well calculated. It's well calculated because what would have delayed this deal to happen is the work permit of England, but this guy holds it because that's what really delays very many players that don't have the English work permit to come in and really play. But this guy has been playing for Burnley. He's on loan, meaning that he still holds that permit, and obviously he has it. Papers have been signed between Burnley and Shakhtar, and I think most of the work has been submitted in by Manchester United, and I know by tomorrow midday everything is going to be done and dusted. There is no hindering block for this deal to happen by lunchtime tomorrow. That's it. So I believe this guy is going to be a United player and is going to train with United, as I reported in the last story, that they want him to train at Carrington tomorrow, so to it that he fits into the game plan of the manager very, very well as we prepare for the game against City. Now, let's talk a little bit about why people are complaining that the guy is being hurried into the team. Do you know why? Martial is not injured. Martial is 100% fit, and you wait in the press conference that Erik ten Hag is going to hold today at Carrington. He's going to tell you the same thing. The reason as to why he wants Weghorst to really be in the team is simple, that he doesn't want to change his system. If at all time reaches when we need to win this game of football, he can take off Anthony and switch Rashford onto the right, Martial shifts to the left, and Weghorst leads the line. That's the plan for the manager. Reason being, Alejandro Garnacho might be really not be able to hold the pressure onto his shoulders of the Manchester derby, because it really calls for something, for a lot. You get? So he might want to really twist it up like that, because sometimes you're going to see Weghorst leading the line, Martial starting off the left, and Rashford starting off the left, because it has been confirmed that Rashford can really play very well on all the front 3 positions. So I believe, let's not get worried about that. It's something little to worry about it. The guy is really fully fit. That is Antoine Martial, and is available for the City derby. Now, again, Chris Wilder has gone ahead to really let us know the following about Erik ten Hag. He has told us the following again about Erik ten Hag, that it looks like it's not yet over, and it's believed that Erik ten Hag may try to bring in another forward before the deadline, depending on United players going out on loan. But sources say that is unlikely to happen. So, United are not confirming that they are done with their transfer business as far as this signing of Weghorst is concerned, because it's done and dusted. The announcement is going to come in early morning. I know United are really going to give him a shirt number early morning, and obviously he's going to be really presented to the fans at Old Trafford. So that is Weghorst for you. Now, for Erik ten Hag trying to go on and really get in more signings, I think it's concerning the center forward position, because he needs 3 center forwards. And if there is a striker he can get in on loan, then he can get him out. And secondly, the injury of Donny van de Beek really puts him into a situation to get in another midfielder to play in a pivot such that he pushes Eriksen as a central attack midfielder in some games for Manchester United, because 100% believe magic can happen more when Eriksen is playing as a central attacking midfielder, because he's really great. If at all he has managed to go out and really create 6 assists this season when he's playing in a deep lying position of the midfield, what do you think would be doing for United if at all he's playing as a central attack midfield? I think in that position he's better than Bruno. That's it. He's better than Bruno. And I think if at all Erik ten Hag could turn Bruno into a player to play in a double pivot with Casemiro, he would have done it. But I think it's too late for Bruno to go ahead and really do that, because he is really a player who makes a lot of fouls. His positional discipline is really lacking, and he really loses the ball a lot. Yet in those positions, nearing your backline, you don't need to be making mistakes, because every mistake you make, you are punishable. You know that very well. So I believe that's the reason as to why Erik ten Hag has not yet gone in for that move. But we are being told by Chris Wilder that Erik ten Hag is not yet done, and he wants in more players from anywhere in the world, provided they really suit his style to really strengthen his squad, because there are things he's really looking at. And one of those that I'm really insinuating and running into my mind, I don't know whether I'm really hurrying my mind and really putting words into the mouth of Erik ten Hag or in the mind of Erik ten Hag. But I think if at all Erik ten Hag sits down with his team, he 100% sees that he's in the vicinity of winning the Premier League. 9 points behind Arsenal. And let me look at this. City is having 39. And they are just 4 points ahead of us, meaning that if we beat City tomorrow on Saturday, that means they are going to go all out and really be just 1 point ahead of Manchester United. And a week later, we are playing Arsenal. And would have played our game in hand against Crystal Palace in the midweek, meaning that we would have closed down on Arsenal on 3 points if at all we win against City and Crystal Palace. Then, if we go ahead and get 3 points against Arsenal, we will be just 3 points behind Arsenal. And I think that's why Ten Hag is calling in for more players to come in through to bombard this season, because we are the only English team that is left in all 4 competitions: Premier League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, and the UEFA Europa League. So, we are like Liverpool last season, and Ten Hag knows what it means. We need players to come in and really get these things done and dusted. But God has done us great that teams like City are out in the Carabao Cup. When you look in the FA Cup, I think Chelsea's out. Man City and Arsenal, one is going to get out. Liverpool has to go ahead and really go to Molineux, and if they go there, they're going to be knocked out by Wolverhampton Wanderers, because Liverpool is one of those teams that is really undergoing a very huge downfall. So I believe lots of things are really happening in favor of United, and you never know, we might click lots of things that most of you don't even think about. Now, we've been told about the Henderson story. We are playing Nottingham Forest in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, and I brought you a story that it's only one person that has the key to press to allow this guy to play, and that is Erik ten Hag. But today, Samuel Lucas, a United correspondent for the Manchester Evening News, has told us that it's believed that Erik ten Hag may try to bring in another forward. This is done. We've done this story. We've done that, not so? So, Samuel Lucas is telling us that United will reject any request Forest make to allow the on-loan deal on loan Dean Henderson to play. United manager Erik ten Hag has been impressed by Dean Henderson's progress on loan at Forest, but United are yet to make a decision on the England goalkeeper's future. Now, that is obvious. I don't expect Ten Hag to accept a player of United to play against his own team because Ten Hag is here to win trophies. He's capitalizing on every opportunity that arises. And this is an opportunity that's arising that Hennessy is going to be in goal as he was when we put 3 past him at Old Trafford. But the difference is this is going to be a two-game tie. We first play at Nottingham and it all ends at Old Trafford. And I believe, however much it has been a very hard place to visit for big teams, Chelsea drew there 1-1. Man City, I think Liverpool was beaten there. Was even Man City beaten there? I think they're turning their stadium into a fortress, but I believe we can go ahead and really beat them from there because we want to get this out of our way such that we know that in March we are ready for the final. That's it. And we are ready for the final. We have to beat it twice. But Dean Henderson is not going to be allowed to play. That's it. Ten Hag has rejected to really allow him to be part of this game. Secondly, he's impressed by the form of this goalkeeper, but I believe with the situation that is happening at Manchester United, I think you've read that story concerning James Daka, that United have to spend most of the money in the summer from their footballing activities, not from the owner that we're going to come in through. No more pumping in cash because a new rule is coming in from UEFA and FIFA that you have to spend the money that is the vicinity of the football income that you earn. So that means it's going to be restricted from really buying in players United is going to be restricted from getting in players because their books are not balancing because we're going to have to spend £35 million more on Anthony, Casemiro, and very many other players, the likes of Harry Maguire. Those mistakes that we really did back are really biting us back this time round after years. So what do I think about Dean Henderson? I think he's going to be sold. £30 million minimum will be gotten from the deal of this guy. You see, Harry Maguire, they'll sell him and they get like £40 million. Then Aaron Wan-Bissaka, they'll get like 30 out of him. That is like £100 million. Then I think Freddie might also find his way out of Manchester United, some 30. So we can sell players and gather close to £150 million because there are others that might not be wanted at the club, and the manager is looking at really selling the Brandon Williams of this world, Twanze Bay, and very many others that we might look out to sell. So I believe on the selling list of United, there is no way Dean Henderson is going to miss out on the sellings of Manchester United because he has always gone out and really called in things that are really stupid at the club, and his discipline, I think, is going to be welcomed by Erik ten Hag because him as a player feels like he's better than David De Gea. Yet to me, I believe he's not better than David De Gea, and he feels like he has to be a starter at United. He's too arrogant, and his ego is really too huge, yet he is not performing at the level of what we expect him to be at. David De Gea has been here for 10, 11 years, and he has been the first choice goalkeeper of Manchester United. So I believe the manager will make that decision. However much he's really impressed by the player, he's going to take that decision to really get him out of the club and really get in some money to sign in other players. Now, Ten Hag has told TalkSport that it's not all about 11 players, it's the team around the team. All the staff, the medical staff, the performance staff, the coaches, the analysts, everyone has one aim and they are re-contributing to that and working hard for that with togetherness. So this is the spine of the ongoing beautiful run of wins you are seeing at Manchester United. Ten Hag is not attributing it to 11 players. He's talking about his entire squad. And not only to the squad, the staff, the medical staff, the physios, the performance staff, like the assistants, that's the coaching staff, the coaches, the analysts, and everyone, people who really cook for these players. You see, people who really wash and really cleans these jerseys straight. Everyone is really important. And if I told you to really see your club succeed, Ten Hag hinted about these people around the club being very happy. And what he did when he had just arrived at United, he demarcated a different uniform to every department. If you are cooking, you should be putting on or let me say like a purple color. If you're a physio, you should be putting on such a different color, such that Erik ten Hag identifies you easily. That's it. He changed that, and I think he is one of the modern coaches that is really applying modern tactics of really bringing the football club back to where we are supposed to be. Thank you guys for watching in through. Your reactions to Weghorst completes United Medical are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about Ten Hag wanting another striker. Do you think it's really great, or we should really wait until the summer? Then Ten Hag has rejected a request coming in from Nottingham for Dean Henderson to be part of the double tie semi-final fixture that we're going to play against them. He has said no, but he's really impressed with how the goalkeeper is doing at Nottingham. Do you think Ten Hag will recall him at Old Trafford, or he's going to sell him? So, your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. Good morning, good night. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. Rock and David is my name. I'm out. But again, congratulations for us hitting 10,000 subscribers. I'm out.